Hello everyone, in this C programming video I am going to show you switch statements. So if you've done if statements, if you haven't, highly recommend that you check out that video. If you've done that, you know you can check if a condition is true, then run a piece of code, and you can add a else if branch to check another condition is true if the first one has failed, and you can do multiple else ifs, and then finally do an else branch which just gets run if all conditions fail. In an if statement, the condition that you can check can be quite complex. It can be multiple conditions. It can be a condition that's like is value 1 greater than, let me just get rid of this, value 2, and also is value 3 equal to value 1, all that sort of stuff. If you just want something basic where all you're checking is one, say, variable, and you're just checking if it equals something, no other sort of check, then a switch statement probably more suited to what you need. So to do it, you just put switch, and before we do that, let's create a variable called age, and I'll assign a value of 1, and you put switch, open parenthesis, in there you put the variable or the value you're checking. Most likely gonna be, you wouldn't put a hard-coded value because it can only ever be one thing. You would put a variable, and so age, and obviously close parenthesis as well, and then on a new line put curly braces, and here you put what are called cases, and let me show you. So you put case space, then a value, so if you put 0 colon, this is basically saying check age is equal to 0. If so, do some piece of code. You don't need curly braces here because it knows the end of the case by this line, break semicolon. So this is the start of, you can think of it like an if statement part, and this is the end or the equivalent of the end curly brace. And then any code you want to run, you just put here. I'll put printf you are 0 \n, and if you want to do have the ability to have another check, all you do is put case, and then whatever value you want, you can put 9, put -7, as long as it's of this data type, which is integer. It could be on a character, it could be on a float, it doesn't really matter as long as the data type is the same. So if we put case 1, and you know what, I'm just gonna just copy and paste this because I'm just gonna do the same sort of message, just modify so you are 1, and you can put as many as you want. And let's put another case 2, you are 2. So let's give that a run, see what we get, and it should print out, well, you are 1, which it did. Okay, so what happens if we put 4, for example? 4 is not checked in this switch statement, so what's going to happen? Nothing, because there's no default. So if we put a default here, and it's the same sort of format as a case, it's just you don't have a value because you're not checking for anything. And again, because at the end, don't really need a break, but I, out of habit, always do, and put printf, and I'm gonna say not a valid age \n, give that a run, and it should say not a valid age. Okay, that's fantastic. For the most part, that is it. There's one other thing I want to show you, and that is this. What happens if I get rid of some break lines? I'll comment it out. You can delete it, doesn't matter. What happens if we do this and I put the age as 0? It should just print out you are 0, shouldn't it? It print out you are 0, you are 1, and you are 2. So if you have multiple values that essentially are going to run the same code, or you want maybe case 0 to run just this code, case 1 to run this code plus any previous code, and then case 2 to run its own code plus any previous case's code. If you miss the break, it'll just cascade down. So actually no, if I meant the other way, if you want case 0 to run all previous code down and case 1 to run anything below, and you just keep going without doing any more checks, because as far as it's concerned, it's already in there until it hits a break statement. So that's it. That's the switch statement. If you have any questions, feel free to join the Discord group. There's a link in the description, and you can post in the programming channels there. Great little community, 6,000 or so members now, and hopefully you're enjoying the daily tips and tricks shorts that I've got. I was just doing some NFT crypto ones. I'll be getting back to doing some VS Code ones now as well. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.